What's going on out there, YouTube's SEL0320 representing JVS. So back again for another review for The Flash. This is the 4th episode. This is a Nora-centric episode because Nora gets put under Meta's control, but they go and bridge a thing that I thought was really interesting. Instead of people being more from dark matter into metahumans, now actual matter can actually be changed meta, which is interesting because it makes sense what's going on with Cicada. I think, my theory is, this might be spoiler, because it's going ahead to the very last scene of the episode, is that there's shrapnel that's inside of his body that is from the crash, and I think it's inside of his body, and it transformed his body. So, like, what's happening is he's dying from the shrapnel, think Iron Man, but the shrapnel itself is also making him stronger, which is insane. Because if he doesn't do anything about it, the lead poison technically should kill him. But at the same time, the longer his life gets thinner and thinner, the stronger he's actually going to get. The other part of that, I guess the shrapnel from whatever the debris was also is where he's using with his dagger or whatever. Which is crazy because that makes sense why it would go and be symbiotic with whatever's in his chest. It's connected to that other metal, so it's just kind of like magnetic. But this is an interesting episode because now you get to finally see why Nora was so upset with her mom, and the fact that Iris in the future decided, oh, well, I'm going to put a energy damper in my daughter's body, you know, unbeknownst to her, so she does not use her Flash abilities. Now, it could have been that Barry in the future knew that Nora was going to do all these different kind of things, so he told her to do that. Don't know. It could have been that Iris, out of fear and out of control, like Nora said, was like, well, I don't want what happened to my, husband to happen to my daughter. So to alleviate that, or to keep her from getting manipulated by anybody else, I'm going to keep her suppressed this whole entire time. Which is crazy because technically, I think something like that similar happened with Reverse Flash and Barry Allen, where it was like, Reverse Flash wanted him to get to a certain point, but not to over supersede himself. So I thought that philosophy was actually really cool because Barry did the right thing in the sense as a husband of covering his wife, but he didn't necessarily cover his family because it caused division as opposed to resolution. Like, the resolution side of it would have been, I backing what your mother said, but I'm not discounting what you're saying because at the end of the day, from your whole entire life, you always wanted to know me. You didn't get that. That was robbed from you. The other side of that is, you didn't even really know yourself. And so now you're exploring who you could be. We have to figure this out as a family, but I am going to back my wife because I know she loves you. That is the way you communicate. That is the way you mold it. Not, well, I backed my wife, like, I think she had a better reason, even though you don't have a resolute reason why. Like, you can't, unless you're going to take her to the future and ask Iris why she did it, like, you shouldn't have, I thought that was a bit much. I thought the interesting thing with the meta was the fact that she started flirting with Nora. I was cracking up. You can't wait for y'all to see my reaction for that. Patreon supporters, you guys will be able to see that reaction very soon. You'll be the first ones. I've made the decision now. Patreon supporters, you guys are going to get the first reaction firsthand on the night of whatever the actual show is. So you'll be able to get the reaction first. I've just made that decision just tonight. But as far as the episode is concerned, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I mean, it was kind of like a knockoff. I appreciate it because they used technology as the meta versus the actual girl. Which, the part of it with the girl, it was kind of just like really over a blog. Like, you're going to do all this. Like, you're going to set all these things up over. Like, you risking lives, honestly. And destroying lives all at the same exact time. And it was kind of messed up, especially when Joe was talking to homeboy cop. It was like, bro, I trusted you. And dude was like, I don't know what happened. Because at first I was kind of like, it was that guy that can kind of control things or control people. But nah, it was pretty good. It was actually a pretty good episode. The thing I don't want them to deviate, I want them to keep this about Nora, not so much Barry and Iris. Like, they'll have their time. After this season, Nora's no longer going to be on this show. So I want this to be about Nora this season. So I want them to keep that. I've had to give it a rating, maybe an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was comical. I did appreciate Sherlock, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and whatever the Harris was, and your boy Elongated Man actually finding what was the connection for Cicada. But I guess we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with that. But Cicada has the opportunity of being a really interesting villain, just because he does have an expiration date. But I don't know what happens the closer he gets to it. It's kind of like Mob Psycho 100. Like, you don't know what's going to happen when you get 100%. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this review. Keep it locked. JVS. We ain't going to stop. Peace, you guys. Have a blessed night.